Alright, I have another fight I'd like to share with you. This time it is the Hookbill versus a Tristan Hookbill and eventually a Federation Navy Comet. Um, I was roaming around trying to find, fights. I wound up here in Kadama. I'm outside the Novice Outpost. You can kind of see right here. Checking D-scan, I saw that the Hookbill and the Tristan were inside. An somewhat obvious tell, sort of, that you can take advantage of as a PvPer is ship names. You see, the Tristan here, the pilot didn't rename his name ship. Sometimes people will intentionally not rename their ships, but 9 times out of 10, I'm sorry, I'm kind of congested right now. 9 times out of 10, when a pilot has not renamed their ship, they're a pretty new pilot. So in this case, I kind of went into this fight under the assumption that the Hookbill was probably bringing a friend or something out for a PvP sort of, just a little bit of fun PvPing. Um, so I end up out here. I've got just myself and two war targets and a neutral and local. So I assume, well, now it's just two war targets. I assume that those two are both in there, and I think I can take the fight. The My particular ship is pretty tanky overall. It's got a lot of effective hit points, and so as long as I can kind of clear the field pretty quickly, I should be good to go. So I slide in. Uh, so first things first, I end up here. I've landed at 0. The Hookbill is right on top of me, but there's the Tristan. I don't want to get pinned down right away because one thing I know going into this is that the Tristans in general are probably pretty easy to crack, like to kill. So I kind of want to clear him off first and then go for the Hookbill. So what I've done here is I've overheated everything right out the bat. So I position myself to be able to double click in space, and I just double click right now, and I heat my micro warp drive, and I just burn out. I pull a ton of range right away. You see, the Tristan's already aggressed me here. The Hookbill's yellow boxed me, but he's still kind of just orbiting the warp in. So I've burnt out this way. I've deactivated my prop, and now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Well, like I said before, I already know that the Tristan pilot is probably a new pilot, so he's gonna be maybe a little easier to kill. His piloting might not be that great, etc., etc. All he's really done is put drones on me, and that's it. He locked me up and put drones on me. And he's also barely moving. You see, the Hookbill was orbiting the beacon for longer than I would have expected. I think he still was until just now. So what I decide to do is I burn straight at the Tristan here. I turn my micro warp drive back on and I burn straight at the Tristan. He's put some damage on me, so I catch him, dual web, scram, rockets, etc., etc. And you see he's going down very quickly. So he's going down so fast, in fact, that I start to think about decycling my scram so I can actually catch the Hookbill. But you see he's using an ancillary repper, a small ancillary repper right there. But it's not enough. So he goes down. I'm in armor, half armor, still repping shields and whatnot. I'm on top of the Hookbill now, and at this point, it's pretty much a shoe-in. Like, I know I'm going to win because I'm applying much more damage than he is. I'm, pretty much, I'm topped off. I actually forget to decycle my repper for that cycle, so there was a wasted cycle in there, I think. And you see I stopped repping shields, actually. So, one thing I noticed during the fight, I didn't point out because I was watching everything over here while I'm watching this video, is there's a new war target in local. So that is something I noticed during the fight, and I believe I was spamming the descan shortcut or hotkey. So the first thing I want to do here is I usually end up looting the field. So I loot that. I go to where the Tristan is, or yeah, I go over to the Tristan wreck, and all the while you'll see me click the tab again over here for descan. Uh, at some point. Oh, the pod was just kind of sitting there, so I decided to pod kill him as well. So I pod this guy, and I'm working on looting the wreck. But now I see, okay, so now I see a Comet is on descan, which means I've got my descan set to 1 AU. 1 AU is basically going to be outside of this novice outpost. So I know there's a Comet out there now. And okay, so similar rules. Remember, the Comet's got a pretty newbie pilot name or ship name. That's just a rule of thumb. That's not like a hard rule. Remember, people can use it to bait other people out. So what I've done, I see that out there, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't really want to fight that yet, but I know I can win a 1v1 against a Comet if I can fight him on my terms. So what I do here is, you see, I'm pulling range. I'm pulling range from the beacon. I just burn out for a little ways, 1-2 cycles, I think, and you see I start cycling all of my reppers and everything just to kind of reload, top everything off, and there I go wasting cycles on my armor repair again. But now you see I'm I think 60 kilometers away from the warp in because you know the beacon here is well whatever. Yeah, so I'm at least 30 kilometers away from that, but I'm going through, I'm repping everything up. I'm like, okay, well, if I have enough time to repair all of this, if it's a fresh fight for myself, then maybe I can easily win the fight against him. So I'm still watching local. Got a blue, and I think one of the guys I killed. I actually don't remember the names, but here's the Comet. The Comet has now warped in, and he's sitting at the warp in now. Uh, so I've got 35 seconds left on my shield repair reload cycle or reload timer. 45-ish on the small ancillary. So I'm just kind of sitting out here away from him, just kind of waiting to see what happens. So he warped in. He's sitting there at 0. You know, he actually burns all this time. For some reason, I don't know why, he just decided to sit here for all of this time. And all this while, remember, I'm repairing everything, kind of checking all my modules there. Now I see he's starting to burn at me. There's this little arrow right here showing velocity indicators. So he's starting to burn towards me. I can tell by how fast he's moving, he's afterburner fit. Uh, so he's burning just in a straight line at me. I've got about 10 seconds left on my armor repair, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I can absolutely take this fight. So I think I double clicked off in this direction here, kind of perpendicular to him, so that I look sort of interested from his perspective. I look sort of interested in the fight. Uh, but again, I'm trying to waste as much time as possible so I can reload my ancillary repper. So I'm completely topped off again. I'm missing 15% of my shields. But here we go. Double web rockets, and he starts hitting me pretty hard here. But I just start cycling my armor repair or my shield booster. Start getting into armor now, but it's kind of too late for him. I think, yeah, he is Ancil repped, I believe. So you see he's starting to get topped off a bit too. And I believe he's railgun fit. I'm not 100% sure, but because of how much damage I'm taking from this range, yeah, he is railgun fit. So he's probably dual web railgun fit. But I managed to out tank him, and I kill him. So I do see a Punisher outside now too, and that's we're a little ways off the warp in, so I'm kind of comfortable with where I'm at right now. I'm letting the armor repair cycle so that I can fix all of that up before I actually reload it. But now I'm just gonna go around and loot the field a bit, and hope that nothing else comes in. But I'm ready to just warp off at this point if needed. But there's some stuff to get out of here. Like there was like 7 mil in loot in the Tristan, so I just kind of linger a little bit. I repair everything again. It's always nice to have some nanite paste in your ship, even if it's just a little bit. When I used to fly Kestrels, I'd carry I'd carry like 10 nanite with me just for random module repair. It's not really a necessity, and but it can be a convenience at times. So you can see I'm making a great use out of it here, just repairing everything. Uh, so that's pretty much the fight, I think. Like there's some war targets in local here now, but nothing interesting has shown up. There was the probe, or not the probe, the Punisher that showed up, but he didn't slide in. There's a Heron outside now who's just kind of chilling there for some reason. But yeah, I just finish scooping everything up, and then I think I go to one of the neighboring. Actually, I probably just go to the Citadel to rep up everything and then go home. So that's that fight. It was a 2v1 followed by a 1v1. Uh, and it was a blast. So hopefully you enjoyed watching.